Welcome back. Oh my gosh, I'm eating tapioca pudding. That was so good.
Very good.
Like Ali said before the break, there can sometimes be a lot of things coming at you at once to distract you from working on your relationship with your spouse, or even like your relationship with your teenagers, the rest of your family. With so many marriages failing, how do you keep yours strong? It's really like the question of the year, isn't it? Here with some answers is Dr. Nina Rios-Doria.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me back.
So that's a pretty big question to launch for only a 4-minute segment.
Yes.
How do we keep a relationship alive with just speaking to a person correctly?
Okay. Well, let me just tell you this right now. There's Dr. Gottman. He's a marriage researcher, and he studied couples for many years. And what he found when he sat a couple down is how they handled conflict. He was able to predict with a 90% accuracy who would get divorced and who wouldn't. So conflict, how to manage and work through that is a big part of not just marriage, in any relationship. So that's an important part.
So can you break it down for us pretty easily in layman's terms and just tell us like what we should be doing?
Do this,
when we
don't do
communicate?
this.
Yes, exactly.
This is a red flag.
I will say one of the things some marriage therapists talk about, and that's helpful, is when your spouse or significant other comes at you angry and upset, don't get angry and upset as well. Someone has to be the calm person, and just have that agreement ahead of time that one of us will be calm when the other one's upset, so you can de-escalate the argument. Because that's what it's
reasonable
about.
to lock yourself in a closet? Just to run away from them and close your
You know
closet
what?
door.
If you're that angry, it is reasonable to exit the room and then lock yourself and say, I'll be with you in a moment. I need to go lock myself in a closet. Yeah. But that's one way. Also, just not be critical. That's important.
So like name calling.
Name calling. The criticism totally can affect their marriage or relationship.
Right.
Well, because I think sometimes when you're in an argument with somebody, it's easy to like go hit below the belt, just like those little jabs that you really don't mean. It's just, you're like, hey, I'm going to say that now, and that'll show them. And
Now you're hurt as much as I'm hurt.
But you
Yes,
can't
exactly.
unring a bell, and once you say it, it's said.
Yeah, it's important. The words you say matter. And then also just be real appreciative and show positive affirmation every day. When you're not arguing, just be positive to your spouse. Or in any relationship, you like to hear good things about yourself. That is found to be really helpful and effective in marriage and relationships.
What about like picadillos? Everyone has vices. Everyone has things that that some people consider faults, but accepting the person that you're with for who they are. Because I think some people sometimes think people are going to change. You can't change somebody. And I think people forget
You
that.
can't?
You know the segment with
Dang it.
Really?
the band that was just on, and I was talking to his wife. They've been married for 25 years, and she knew going in ahead of time that their marriage would be different. And she said, if I went in saying, okay, we're going to get married and now I'm going to change him, that would be an unhealthy thing. She just accepted him for who he was when she married him, and that's an important part. I want to talk really quick about the Imago dialogue that Dr.
Yes, you were telling me about this. That
Yes.
it's not only something you can use in marriages, but you can also maybe use it with like your friends, your teenagers, like dating relationships.
Yes.
Okay, break this down for us.
I need the dating relationship.
Yes, in relationships.
Dating.
And I've used it in counseling with parents to talk to their teen. And there's 3 things. It's by Dr. Harville Hendricks, who's been on Oprah. He's this renowned marriage therapist. First of all, you do want to be you want to be empathetic, validate, and you want to mirror. So let me go through those 3 things. Okay. Let me give you an example. Your spouse comes home and he's angry and upset. He's had a hard day at work, and he expected there to be dinner at the table. So he comes in, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I've had such a hard day. You've been home all day, and you haven't made dinner. Now the reaction for any stay-at-home mom that's worked really hard is, seriously? And you can get really defensive angry, right? That's the natural reaction. Seriously. But the number one thing is first is mirror. Mirror what he just said. Okay, what I'm hearing you say is you just came home from work, you've had a really hard day, and you expected dinner. And you're really upset about that. He's going, yes.
He's like, duh.
He's going, duh.
Did I stutter?
I wanted a 5-course meal.
He's feeling hurt a little bit, though. That's called mirroring. It's been really effective. And then it goes into validating. And now you're validating what his feelings about that.
But then validating, wouldn't that mean like to be like, you're right, you should be upset because I am such an awful wife.
No, you're just saying that you understand.
You understand, you're getting present with him. And that's what it's about. You don't have to agree with what's going on. You just want to hear him. So now you're going, okay, I can see you're really upset because you expected dinner. You've had a long day at work. And now the next stage is empathizing. I can see if I was working really hard all day and you were home, I guess I would expect there to be dinner when I got home, since you were home all day. I can see that. Now you've de-escalated, that possible argument, and now he's ready to hear and listen, and he feels heard and validated, and that's a big part of
And
marriage.
he also feels like a jerk because he came in and attacked you for not having dinner ready, so now he's going to be nicer. It's a great therapy.
Yeah, but there's a whole other stage to it, but I'm telling you.
It's called manipulation, right?
But he's feeling hurt, and it works both ways. And you don't have to agree with what they're saying. You're just hearing them and validating, and it's really connecting that relationship.
Okay, let's repeat those 3 steps again real quick. Mirror, validate, empathize.
Yes, and do that. Parents do that with their teens.
Does
It's
that work
been
with
so effective.
bosses?
I think so. Yes.
So you're mad. Am I hearing that correctly? If I was your employee.
Yes, you're really angry with me for what I did. Yeah,
Nina,
exactly.
do you think some of it too is after you learn those steps, and I do think those are so important, not to just escalate when someone else comes at you when they're angry.
Right.
Is it kind of choosing your battles too? I mean, is it really worth going head to head over whether dinner's ready or not? I
Right.
mean, you know, is
It doesn't go anywhere when it
Right.
escalates. There's no point to it. So sometimes just accepting and just working through it. And just being curious. You know what Dr. Harville Hendricks talks about, you know, when you get upset and angry, that's an opportunity to grow in your relationship. That's an opportunity for you to understand and say, I'm confused on why you're upset with me. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
go through this. And not be so defensive. It's so easy to be defensive.
Sure.
It is.
It's so
Don't
easy.
discount
Just
the
ask George
importance
Zimmerman.
of like locking yourself in a closet, or like when my
Cooling
kids,
off.
yes, when my kids were driving me crazy, I would just like I would go in the pantry and shut the door and just be like,
Like Charlotte in Sex and the City when she
Yes.
locks herself in the pantry. She's like, Mommy needs some alone time right now.
And you know, that's okay. And just really work on it and have that agreement ahead of time. How do we handle it when we find ourselves both getting angry? How are we going to handle it and what are we going to do differently? And have a plan in place when you're in any relationship.
what if you have a code word and the code word doesn't work and they don't
Code
stop
word,
talking?
wine.
Then you walk out and you hide yourself in the closet.
Yes, okay, that's what I was getting at. Nina, thank you so much.
Such great tips, as usual.
You can
Thank
find
you.
out how to get in touch with Dr. Nina by going to dthebroadcast.tv, and we are